Hey there everybody, welcome back to part 11 of Trapt. Now you may be wondering, why is this video so long? Where is my side mission video that I love so much? Well, to answer both those questions, I decided to, combine the side mission and normal mission together. Mostly due to the fact that I forgot something about this particular mission that makes it a bit difficult for me to show off the final Dark Illusion. So, since the side mission was actually pretty short, I decided just to go ahead and combine them. So for Festerton here and Skelshit, since they are both fairly dull, I decided to spice them up, and that means that we are going to run into an adjacent room. Yeah, their stories aren't too interesting. They just want to kill the Fiend because apparently that's their scapegoat for why life is so shitty in the kingdom. Not actually sure if that's correct because most of that can be blamed on King Olaf. But here we are. We haven't really seen this room yet, and we probably aren't. There's not too much to it, except for the Dark Illusion. Now, to use the Dark Illusion, there is a cannon in the room, and we can actually send people into that cannon. But if we trigger that, if we trigger that particular trigger up at the top there with our evil kick, we'll get a little bit of something extra with this cannon trap. So first we're going to lock down a guy in the balls. Then we're going to set off the trigger and then kick him. And what that does is set off one of the more favorable and enjoyable Dark Illusions. Yeah, I really love that Dark Illusion. Also, it's fairly easy to set off depending on if you have the proper traps, and it actually gives you quite a bit of whirl. And more than likely anybody caught in it is pretty much going to die. Now, another great thing about that cannon is that we can actually use it again without having to trigger that trigger up top. Yet again, it merely requires launching someone into it. But instead of causing them to careen down multiple floors through stained glass, instead they are launched into the fireplace to be lit ablaze. And just like that, both of our thief friends here are quickly taken out. But with that Dark Illusion out of the way, it's time to get to the real meat and potatoes of this particular update. That means we're going to take a quick look at who is going to be invading us this time around. This is actually the final mission in the old mansion. And as you can see here, not too much to deal with, but yet again we have a mysterious interlude, or intruder. Not really an interlude, is it? But quickly looking over who we have to kill, it seems to be quite a few of the Queen's guards. Not all of them seem that horrible, just a tad bit incompetent, or at least cool and lucky. This guy just loves to fight and is glad that multiple people want to kill Catalina, I suppose. And our final person is a strong-hearted assassin who wants to exterminate evildoers. Sadly, he is not going to get that chance today. I got a good feeling that we're going to come out on top. But with that, let's go ahead and get this mission started.
ヘルツォークも甘いものよな。わらわの命を狙いに来たのであろう。初めて気が合ったな。わらわもお前を殺したくてやきもきしておったわ。残念だったな。 殺されるのはお前だけになりそうじゃ。さようなら、アリシア。
Really, those look like 5 pretty normal dudes. That's kind of a weak ambush.
腕試しにはちょうどいいぜ。あっさり終わらないでくれよ。
But weak ambush or not, these guys have a reasonably long amount, or a long health bar. We do have at least one new trap to show off. The Death Hammer is not that great. It requires quite a bit of area to use and is quite damaging to not only the enemies but also yourself. And it's not really that good to chain with other traps. I don't know, it's just not that good to me. It's yet another one of the traps that requires you to beat the game before you can use it, and honestly the Death Iron is probably the best one. I think the Death Iron, the Death Hammer, and I'm wondering the Death Pillar, the Death Trio as it were, are the 3 traps you unlock from, beating the game and getting the different endings, but really to me the Death Iron is the most viable and usable one. I mean, the Death Hammer is fine, it does quite a bit of damage, and it doesn't take that long to recharge, but it's just, I don't know, kind of fickle.
真面目に鍛えてれば。待て！
魔人の力を使うあんたを女とは思わないぜ。
I will say that Arthur had a pretty amazing death rattle going on. But another rather annoying thing that I think I mentioned before is that this particular chapter requires you to, well, you can't leave this particular room, so that can be kind of annoying. I mean, it's not game breaking. We've seen that this room can be pretty useful, but I was kind of hoping, I think I still had like one more room to show off, but we weren't really missing anything. And we get an unexpected additional intruder here. Diabolo is actually a new type of magic user known as a wizard. A wizard did it. Yeah, if we look at his description really quick, it mentions that he was one of Bertrand's pupils. Bertrand is the guy that was mentioned before as being one of the people that originally defeated the Fiend so long ago. And Diabolo actually has a few new spells to use against us. One of them in particular, I think, I'm not actually sure if it's I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a pentagram, but I seem to remember it being a Star of David for some reason. Yeah, he actually has a fairly large, fairly damaging knockdown spell that he will use. That is, of course, if we weren't so inclined to murder him. And just imagine there it said, "Sayonara, Alicia-sama." I'm not actually sure why the audio decided not to play, but It's actually a good idea to get rid of Diabolo before the queen comes out. She has a rather nasty special ability for no discernible reason, honestly, but as we will see in a second, it is very, very annoying. Also see there the flare rock. I don't think I've used that before, but not that amazing. It'll get people on fire, and it has normal rock properties, but it's just a rock. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can actually see it there, but the queen's special ability is not her great fan using melee. No, she will actually laugh at your traps, causing them to deactivate. Now, she can only do this to one trap at a time, so if you have your traps kind of spaced together, it's not too difficult to hit her with at least one. But you know, she killed our dad. Or, oh, she was a bitch. Let's go with that. She didn't actually kill our dad. A bunch of other people decided to. So instead, we are going to try our damnedest to finish her off in some proud, majestic overkill fashion. And that's hopefully to do with the Dark Illusion. For some reason though, she kept on deciding to deactivate the Hellfire, even though it was nowhere near her. But with the flame spouts now spouting out flames, we can now try to hopefully nail her down in between these electrical posts. But I was running into a bit of an issue, that's why you see the speed up here. She was just not wanting to cooperate with this whole crushing her crotch thing and trying to, you know, death trapeze her. Or devil's trapeze, I think. But I promise we will get her. It will be amazing, and it will be so worth the payoff. At some point we will get her. Really, the easiest thing to do is to try to lure her into using her melee, because then she won't laugh at us. Such as that right there. But it looks like it's over for Catalina. Long live the Queen! That it takes care of Finnegan, takes care of Catalina. All that's left now is to take care of that German Herzog. Wow, they are just making absolutely no sense anymore with these cutscenes, but let's go ahead and take a quick look at how we murdered these people. It's pretty obvious. Death hammers, fires, all that jazz. I will say I'm a bit bummed out because due to that flare rock we didn't get the devil's trapeze, but that's okay. She's dead, and see you next time for more Trapt.